Now we're gonna go in with the marinade sauce, okay? So since this is a quick and easy one-pot meal, you guys, I like to have my ingredients prepped ahead of time. I'm now going to season the chicken breast. This is, I would say, about 1 pound of chicken breast. It's 2 small pieces of chicken breast that I had in my freezer. So I'm adding 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and we're not going to go crazy with the seasonings. 2 teaspoons of the chicken seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and a dash of salt. So now I'm just gonna combine this, set it aside, work on the sauce, and then we are going to start cooking. Guys, use whatever you have on hand. I'm using boneless chicken breast, but if you have boneless chicken thighs, then that works. Whatever you have, use it, and of course, cooking time may vary. Chicken breast cooks quicker than chicken thighs, but chicken thighs hold up better in terms of not drying out so quickly. So it's definitely your choice for sure. We're gonna get started on the sauce, and for me, for fried rice, this is special, you guys. I love a good sauce for my fried rice because it adds so much flavor to it. So I'm gonna be eyeballing these ingredients. So I'm gonna start off with a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, about a tablespoon of Hoisin Sauce, just a little bit more, 1 tablespoon of Oyster Sauce, ingredient is optional, but I see this get used in so many different Chinese dishes, so you guys use it if you have it. I always keep this ingredient on hand, and I'm adding about 1 tablespoon of, don't make fun of me, Shaoxing Wine. I think that's how it's pronounced. So I'm just gonna give this a nice stir just to get everything combined in here, and then we're gonna set this aside. All right, smells so yummy already. This is going to help to marinate the flavors with our fried rice. Okay, so now that we're done combining this, we're gonna set this aside, and now let's get cooking. Okay, so I'm using my wok, and the first thing I'm going to do is to add some oil in here. So I'm going in with just a little bit of olive oil because I'm gonna first make the eggs. And now I'm going to add about just a 1/2 teaspoon of the sesame oil, and this is just to flavor this oil that we already have in the pot. Okay, the wok is nice and hot and ready, and I'm doing this over a medium high heat. So I scrambled 2 eggs. I'm going to go in with that. And the idea here is to not to fully cook the eggs, you guys. So I'm going to leave these, or try my best to leave them wet, and then remove it from the pot. Alright, so I'm going to remove them from the pot like that. They're not fully cooked. It's a little hard to see on camera, but they're still wet. So we're going to remove it from the pot simply because we're going to add this back to the pot at the end of cooking. Now I'm going to add back a little bit more oil here. I would say this is about 1 tablespoon of olive oil and about a teaspoon of the sesame oil. And now we're going to get started with making the chicken. So now what we're going to do is just to cook the chicken until it's done. And this is chicken breast, so I'm thinking it should be done in about 4 to 5 minutes or so, but I'm going to continue to cook it until the chicken is fully done. So some of the pieces in here are a little bit too big for my liking, so I'm just going to take my spoon and start breaking up the big pieces. But you guys do this to your own liking. Chicken is now done, so I'm going to just push this aside in my wok and add the veggies. I'm going to add just a tiny amount of oil back in here. Tiny amount of olive oil. I would say about 2 teaspoons and a half a teaspoon of the sesame oil for flavor. Fresh veggies. I did not have any frozen mixed veggies on hand, so I'm using fresh broccoli and carrot. So I'm only going to cook this for about 1 to 2 minutes because I don't want it to be overcooked. Alright, so I'm going to push the veggies aside. You can notice I'm pushing these up on the side of the pot so that the chicken can somewhat pause, which is why I love using a wok for things like this. It's just so comfortable. This is a half of a large onion chopped and 2 stalks of green onions. I'm going to add about a half of the green onions and the entire amount of onions to saute. Now I'm going to also go in with my rice. And this rice is about 2 days old, you guys. Onions, quick stir. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of oil, just a tiny amount, nothing crazy. Alright, onions are looking yummy ready. See? Now I'm going to go in with about 1 tablespoon of butter. And that's going to be yummo for the rice. Now while that's going, we're just going to mix everything up in here. Oh my god, you guys, this looks so good already. Now, oh, so good. So good. And we are almost done. So now I like to mix up the rice. See like little clumps like these, just make sure those are gone. Alright, so now we're going to go in with the Marry Me sauce, okay? Oh, look at the color. Woo! Guys, I know y'all have seen this. I know you guys have seen this. this is what's gonna set everything off in our pot. The sauce. Alright, so I don't want my rice to be too wet, so I have about this much left in here. So I made a little bit too much sauce, but that's fine. I can use it for something. We're gonna add back the eggs and the remainder of green onions. Alright, turn my heat off. Finish stirring this. And literally, that is it, you guys. Simple, quick, and easy chicken fried rice that you can eat any day of the week, preferably on the weekends when you're feeling for some takeout, or if you have some extra rice, you know, and you want to make use of it and you don't want it to waste. Oh, look at that. Look at that, you guys. Oh my god. Woo! Gorgeous. Alright, so we're just going to plate this up.